In a cave in what is now Israel, someone dug a hole. Not for shelter, not for food. They dug it to lay a body inside. Carefully, on its side, knees drawn up like sleep. 100,000 years ago, a human looked at death, and for the first time, refused to walk away from it. No other animal on Earth does this. So why did we start burying our dead, and what did it awaken in the human mind? Life used to just leave the dead. Even clever animals mostly obey it. An elephant may pause at the bones of its own. An ape may carry a dead infant for days. But then, they let go, and they leave. No grave, no return. And then, one day, in one small group of humans, the rule broke. They didn't move on. They stopped. They gathered around. And they began to dig. The first graves. The oldest graves we can be truly sure of sit in two caves in Israel, Qafzeh and Skhul, around 100,000 years old. And the bodies inside were not dumped. They were placed. On its side, knees curled to the chest, like a child asleep. One young person was buried cradling the antlers of a deer. Another had red ochre scattered over the grave, like paint. You do not sprinkle paint on an accident. You do not hand the dead a gift. Someone chose to do this. Someone cared how the body was left, and that changes everything. We weren't the only ones. But here's the twist. We were not the only humans doing this. Another kind of human, the Neanderthals, our thick-boned cousins, buried their dead too. In Shanidar cave in Iraq, in La Chapelle in France. Old graves dug on purpose tens of thousands of years ago by a species that wasn't us, which means the urge to bury may be older than our species itself. Two different kinds of human looking at death and reaching for the same answer. Don't just leave them. The impossible grave. And then there's the discovery that breaks all the rules. Deep in a South African cave, down a crack barely wide enough for a body to squeeze through, lie the bones of Homo naledi, a human relative with a brain a third the size of yours. And some scientists say naledi carried their dead, one by one, deep into that pitch-black chamber, on purpose, 250,000 years ago. If that's true, it rewrites everything. It would mean burial has nothing to do with big brains at all. But, and this matters, many scientists strongly disagree. The evidence is fiercely debated, and it may never be settled. Theory 1, the practical. So why do it at all? Start with the cold, unsentimental answer. A dead body is dangerous. Leave it out, and it becomes a beacon. It draws hyenas and big cats straight to your camp. It breeds flies. It spreads sickness through everyone still alive. Bury it, and the danger goes underground with it. No scavengers, no swarm, no sickness. From this angle, the first grave wasn't about the soul at all. It was about protecting the living. Theory 2, the birth of meaning. But hygiene doesn't explain the ochre. It doesn't explain the deer antlers, the tools, the flowers, the care. You don't decorate a problem you're only trying to get rid of. Grave goods whisper something enormous. That our ancestors grieved. That the dead were still someone to them. That maybe, just maybe, they believed a person was going somewhere. And that is the moment something new switched on in the human mind. The ability to imagine what cannot be seen. This is the same spark behind cave art, behind language, behind every god ever prayed to. It may have been born at the edge of a grave. The flower burial. The honest beat. There's one grave more famous than all the rest. A Neanderthal at Shanidar, found surrounded by clumps of ancient pollen. For decades, the story was beautiful. Mourners 50,000 years ago, laying flowers on the body of someone they loved. It's a lovely picture, but we have to be honest about it. Later scientists showed the pollen may have been dragged in by burrowing rodents, not grieving hands. The flowers might be a story we told ourselves, And yet, new digs at that same cave keep finding bodies placed with care, in the same spot, again and again. The tenderness may be real, even if the flowers were not. Strip all of it back, and burial is one simple, staggering thing. The moment a creature looked at death and decided it meant something. Not a body to leave behind, but a person to remember. The grave is the oldest proof we have that the human mind had woken up, that we could love and lose and imagine a beyond. You come from the first animal that couldn't bear to walk away. Everything that makes you human, the love, the memory, the meaning, started at the edge of that hole in the ground.